Hey guys, what's up? NBS3D here and welcome back to another exciting physics-based tutorial. Today we are going to explore rigid body simulation inside Blender and we will try to create something cool and amazing with basic knowledge. So without any more delay, let's get started this amazing tutorial. I have two files already in my scene. One is a mouse cursor and another one is sticker. I will provide download link of these two. This is the idea which I'm going to create. So first thing first, we have to create the buttons. I can also create a cylinder and here I can define the depth. So I'll just make it 0.2 and the radius maybe 5 and vertices I can increase it because this is making this edge smoother, so you can see. So it's up to you how much you want, and guys keep in mind we're going to add a lot of emojis or buttons, so this can be heavy, so I'll go with the 64 for now. After that I'll simply press tab to go inside the edit mode, press 3 for the face selection. I'll select this face, press I and insert faces, and then I'll press EZ, so I will extrude downward. So this way we have some A's over here. The last thing I can do, I can go to the modifier and I can simply add the bevel modifier, and here I can add two segments and just down the amount a bit and set auto smooth. So this is our button. Now let's move to the texturing, and I will try to use one button and I will give you a customization thing. And guys, you can download this project file on my Patreon page, and possibly I will also share it on Gumroad. So for the material, since I am targeting emoji, I will keep front face. This one is a one face like emoji face, and rest of the other body will be a separate color. So we will build a system, buttons color will be changed automatically, and we can easily create different kind of buttons just by duplicating. Okay, so let me assign two material, one for the whole body and one for the front face. So let me create a new, and this will be like body, and I will simply leave it and go to the rendered mode and go to the render properties, enable ray trace, and here I will disable the scene world, so we will have some basic lighting going on. And I'll go to the material once again and go to the edit mode. So right now you can see we have this part already selected, so I'll simply click on this plus icon and click new, and this will be face, and I'll simply click assign. And if I'll drag and create a shader editor, and here if I'll change the face color, you can see we have this part here, and for the body we have this part. Nice. Now let's add our emoji over here. So simply I will, here you can see this is black and white texture. I will simply drag and drop here and plug this into base color. Make sure you are in the face. Now you can see we have multiple emoji face going on. So I'll press 7 for the top view, and here I will go to the UV editing and press 7 for this side. Also enable rendered mode, and also let me enable another view. Make this as a shader editor so we can see clearly. Right now this is our texture, right? So I press Ctrl T. So we have this mapping and texture coordinate, and it will only appear if you have your node wrangler already enabled. So you can go to the edit preferences, add-ons, and enable node wrangler. So you can see our texture coordinate is set to UV. This is really important, otherwise it will not work. And front face is selected. Here you can see I'll press U and choose project from view. So now you will see we have a circle going on into this UV editing tab. I'll press A to select all and press G to move anywhere into our texture scene, and I can simply use any of these. So let's suppose I'm going to use this one for now, and you can see we have this color. Really nice. Layout tab one more time, and here is a problem. Body color is a different color and this emoji face color is black and white. So I want to use this black outline or the stroke, and I only want to make it appear, and the rest of the things I want to use that as a whole body color. Basically the whole stuff will be one color and this face black color will be as a stroke. So let me show you what I mean. So first thing first, I will use a mix shader over here and plug this, okay? And now if I'll go here and use a diffused BS, now you can see we have two color mixing with the face, right? So in the factor, basically this is a mask option. I want to use a mask which can separate our black and white from our original texture. So what I will do, I will simply use the same texture here. But now we have some issues going on. Here you can see I can also use a color ramp in between here and I can play with this texture. So if you'll go closely, you can see this way we completely remove the white, and if I will change this, you can see our color is changing and our top part is proper black, something like this. But here is another problem. I have to go again into the body and here I have to change the color to pink, but there is a way which I'm going to show you. So this is the diffuse, you can keep it. Otherwise if you want to use a different kind of a material like principal BSDF, you can do it because here we get a lot of options. So in case if you want to make it metallic, you can just make it. So what I will do, I will simply use two more nodes. First node is object info node, and this contain object related information here, and I'm going to use a random option into color, and here I will use a color ramp in between these two nodes, and now I can change this linear to constant, and I can press Ctrl and click a few more time like this, and I will click one at a time and I will try to change the color, something which is more peaceful color, maybe something like this. Go to the black one more time and choose like a green one, and you will not see all the colors here. Give me a moment, I will show you. And maybe like this color, and here I want to use white, and we can also keep it black or maybe something like gray. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 5 colors. Now I will simply copy this two color ramp and object info node, Ctrl C to copy, and go to the body, and here I can totally remove this and use a diffuse BSDF. Paste those nodes over here and plug this color into the color. So now you can see we have the same thing going on over here. Now if I simply shift D to duplicate, you can see we are able to create some different kinds of emoji, not face. We are changing the color and everything is working seamlessly. Now let me show you how we can customize for a different emoji look. So I can select this and I will go to the material tab and go to the face, or I can simply go to the UV editing view and press 7 over here. And now I can simply move this to another one like this one. And you can see we are only changing this one. And now guys, I don't like the black, so I will basically the gray, so I will go here and I will just try to make it into something like a yellow color. And I will simply copy this, because if you will change any color here, I have to go to the body and change as well, as otherwise our body will be in a different color. So now you can see. So let's suppose I will select this one, shift D and move here, and I will select shift D and move it here, and again I can go to the face and I can just duplicate this color and press tab to go inside the edit mode and go to the UV editing, press 7 and just move and use a different color like this. You can see different face actually. Shift D, move it, edit mode, and just I can, rather than duplicating, I can simply go into the edit mode and change the and that can also work. Over here you can see shift D, and we can easily creating these kinds of cool emoji faces. And basically the goal here is to create a random emoji look. We have very different kinds of emoji faces going on. So let me save this first, and I'll go to the layout, and this basic look is done, and this looks really nice. I can simply select this, shift D to duplicate, shift D and put it here, shift D, put it here. I can shift D, duplicate, shift D, duplicate. So you can see I am just pressing shift D and we are doing these things. Okay, this is really nice. Let's move to the simulation. Here if I'll simply click play, nothing will happen, because to get RBD physics simulation we have to change a couple of things. So first thing first, press N and go to the items and make sure all the object size is set to 1. So if not, if in your case there is something else than 1, select everything and press Ctrl A and apply the scale and set origin to the geometry. Select 1 for now and let's move it on the top object and go to the rigid body and make it add active, and if I play we can see this is falling. I can create a plane, move this plane into a new collection called set maybe, and just move it down here. Go to the object, rigid body, and just make it add passive. So now you can see. Let me discuss few things about the settings of RBD. So if you select our active object, in this case this is the active object, and if you go to the physics tab we have some options going on. Rigid body type active, setting 1 kg. I can just make the mass something around 0.5 or maybe 0.2, and it will behave definitely differently. I can just go to the shape. This is really important. In our case we don't need convex hull. In this case this cylinder can also work. So if I'll go here you can see, but something is really off. You can see the size. So I can go select and I can apply all transform and set origin to geometry, and something is not nice. So I can go to the set origin to the mass of center of mass, and this is nice. This is working like our collision cylinder perfectly wrapped around our object. So this way our simulation will not behave accurately, like behavior will be changed. So this is cylinder. Let me go to the convex hull one more time. So you can see we are getting some bump, but with the cylinder we are not getting the bump like the convex hull. We have another option called mesh, which will calculate actually all the vertices, faces, etc., and it will behave more naturally. But in our case we are going to add a lot of buttons, so I am going to target the cylinder one, because this will be much faster in our case. So what I will do is I will select this collection, select object, and I will go to the object one more time and choose rigid body, add active. So now all objects have the active rigid body. You can see if I select any one, and by default convex hull is applied as a collision, but I want to change. So I'll go here and select object one more time and press Alt and click here and choose cylinder, and now you can see we have again the same issue. To fix that I will simply set origin to center of mass, and this will fix the problem. Now if I'll move everything here and play, you can see we have this thing going on. And if I'll select our ground plane and if I'll go down, and I can also make it box and anything, but in this case I will use mesh because we don't have much vertices, segments going on, so it will not be a problem. This scene properties and this rigid body world, and here is an option to control the speed, and there is a sub-step per frame. So if I'll just make this 4 and speed 2, let me show you. You can see the speed is too fast, and you can see this is also passing with the ground. So let me make it 10, and you can see. So this sub-step is really important. You can just boost it even 20, and this will be more accurate. So I will go with the 10 for now. Speed 1 or 1.2 is nice for me. So this is the basic things which I explained with you. Now let me select this and just move it back, and I'll select this ground plane SX like this. Press EZ and just extrude them downward. I'll select this face I to insert and press EZ to add some depth here. And if you want to add more depth, I can go to the X-ray view edit mode, and I can select all these down vertices, vertex, and just make it down. So we have bigger hole going on. So this is nice. Let me play. This is really nice. And if in any case your buttons are not going into the container, make sure if you select the container, go to the physics properties, it is set to the mesh. Otherwise it will not work. Let me select object, all the icons, shift D and just duplicate over here, shift D and just move it down, and select all the collection object, just move it over here, and I can move my cursor and shift D, sorry, not this one, so shift D and just move it here. Now I want to play with the sizes, so I can select all object because they all are into this RBD collection. So select object, shift D to duplicate, and just GZ to move them one step above, and I can go to this pivot point and choose individual origin, and I will also choose the local axis, and if I press S, you can see they all are scaling individually. So here I'll just keep it like this. Control A and apply the scale. Shift D one more time and just move them down. Just scale it. Control A and apply the scale. So we have a lot of icons. Now you can see they all are falling straight onto the ground. But what I want them to randomly distributed. So what I will do, I can simply add some forces. Shift A and go to the force field and choose turbulence. Let's go to the first frame, okay, and let me increase the strength to 100 maybe. Let me go to the solid mode and enable maybe textures and disable the X-ray mode, so we can focus here, cavity, and so you can see based on this turbulence we are able to distribute these things like this way. I can press 3 and go here to the filter and enable selection and disable these two. So disable these container and the turbulence selection, so we will not able to select. I will select only these parts, and if I want, since we have already individual origin selected and local, I can just simply rotate them, and in any case I can select a few and just rotate them, something like this. So basically we will able to create some variation. This is the whole reason to do these things. I can go again to the RBD, and already we have 400 object. RBD object is here. Let me control save incremental, select object one more time and shift D, just move it like this, play, and now I guess we have enough objects in our scene, and you can see our speed is a bit slow. Now let's introduce our cursor here, and I will make it maybe 200 frames long. Go to the file, import GLTF and select this import and press M and move this into a new collection called cursor, and select this and scale it down and just make the size as you want. So I guess a bit smaller. Select hierarchy / to solo this, and now I'll press Alt P, clear and keep transformation, and I'll just delete all these two nulls, and we have this and also we have this. Okay, nice. I'll simply select this both, Control J to join them, and this is cursor. I can set origin to geometry. Nice. / one more time to unsolo this. I can press N and make this as a XYZ rotation and just make it 0. Let me go to the first frame and just play this. Okay, nice. So from here it should appear, okay, right? So just move this where you want, something like over here. Okay, nice. And I'll simply add a key over this side. I'll press K and add a keyframe on the location. It should be somewhere else, like on top of, or maybe like somewhere out of the scene. K and add a location. So once this this is settled, this will start appear here. So first let's add animation, okay, but since we have RBD simulation going on, it will hard to animate this. So what I will do, I'll go to the scene properties and disable rigid body world. So now our simulation will stop, okay, and I can also disable this I button So I will create another view just so I can see what's going on, and this will be for the top view. I will start animating this cursor from here. So I'll go to the in starting enable auto key, and I'll select the cursor and click play and press G and just start moving like this. So you can see we recorded the keyframe and this cursor is moving. What else I can do? I can disable this and go here and choose graph editor. First I will simply select these keyframe and I'll press shift alt O and it will keyframe in between, and then I'll press alt O and it will smooth our curve, so our animation will be smooth, and I can just keep pressing. So if I'll go here now, you can see our smooth cursor animation is a bit smoother and looks really nice. So I am happy, and this top around 170, so I'll just add 170 and it start from 40, so I will add 40 later because we have to simulate the RBD and enable rigid body and also enable it from here. And let me play, and since we are able viewing this RBD in two view, it will take more power. So what I will do, I will simply join this. So we have only one view. This is moving but nothing happening. To move our emoji based on this cursor, I have to add a force field into this cursor. Shift S cursor to selected. Cursor is on the cursor. Let's add a force field, force effect, and parent this force with this cursor, Control P. So now you can see our force is also moving with the cursor. I'll select the force and I'll go to the physics properties, and here is an option called strength. So let's add 50 and let's see what happens. So you can see this already start happening, like this force is affecting and everything is going far away from the cursor. But I don't want like this way. I want a particular area to be affected. So for that I will use a fall off option. Here I will simply choose like maximum distance, and I can, if I increase the cursor, you can see circle around the cursor. So let me see what happens. So you can see something is happening. Okay, just I have to careful, like this circle covers the below part. 1.5 is good. Now let's add a flow 1 and let's check the result one more time. So something is happening but not like that. So here I'll just make the strength like 100, and here I guess I will also enable the minimum distance to 0.01. So there will be minimum and maximum, and then into the strength maybe I will add 500 and let's see. So now you can see this is affecting and this look really nice. This is really nice. You can see this is the basic things to do. Let me go to the rendered mode and also go to the cycle, make it GPU. First let me bake it, then we will do these things. So I will go to the scene property, and here maybe I'll go to the cache and I'll make it 170. So bake all dynamics and wait for a few seconds. So this is finished. Let me play, and you can see we are playing real time. I'm using Blender 4.5. This is really nice. So I will start this by around like when it start moving, so around 37. So I will make it start from 37. So you can see this is nice, really nice. Select our set, go to the set collection and disable our background. So you can see it will be like this is floating, and this look really nice. Now let's go to the rendered mode, and definitely you can spend more time and you can just try to enhance your overall scene, and that way this will look really nice. So but for now what I will do, I will go to the scene, disable the scene mode, and I will simply add some light. So this enable the overlay and add some light. So what I can do, I can parent a light with our cursor. So I will go to the first and shift, and here I can use a point light and select this and press Ctrl P object. Select this point light and just make it down maybe, or I can use two, one below and one upward. So that way it will light up both things. Let me press 7 to top view so I can see. Yeah, nice. I can boost the light intensity if I want. So this is for the below and this is for the top. And I can definitely add some different colors. So for the top maybe we'll add, this is for the below, so I can maybe add a red or maybe blue or something like warm, and increase. I can also play with the temperature or any color which I like, and I can also change the position. So here maybe go this side and increase the radius, increase the intensity, something like green, oh sorry, blue or maybe green. Apart from this, I can add a area light. Here you can see this is the light. I can right click, adjust light power, increase. I can adjust the light size. Shift D to duplicate and just add in a few area. And one light I can also add on the top. So press 7, Shift D and just move it here. Press 1 and just move it very up. Press 7 and area light size will be bigger. So basically this will add some light everywhere. Disable the overlay and also go here and just change it to the black. So now you can judge. Here you can see this is really nice. Apart from this, since our buttons are connected, mostly connected, in between I just duplicated a few, so maybe that will not, or otherwise mostly are connected with together. So I can go here in the diffuse panel and I can change this with the principal BSDF actually, and plug this here and plug this here. And here I can just make it metallic. I can just down the roughness. You can see we are mostly changing the overall. I can also add coat. I can just down this alpha, or I can just go a bit more down and I can enable transmission. So just down the metallic. So few will be like transparented, and then what I will do, I will simply copy this, Control C, go to the face, Control V to paste, and here I will use the same. So that way we will have some different kind of a look going on. So guys, I hope you really enjoy learning these things, and obviously you can try this method and you can replicate with something else and you can create some amazing artworks as well as. So feel free to download the project file. It's on my Patreon and Gumroad page, and also you can check out some of our amazing courses and tag me if you make something, because this is really nice, guys. So thanks for watching.